All these boats have been made out of thousands of CDs with children from Liverpool schools and family groups who've worked all week in the Maritime Museum, stitching together all the CDs and enjoying the wonderful refracted rainbow light that's reflecting on them. And they've been constructed into these triangular forms which have been put together to make these representations of a boat, a bit like the paper boat.
We had 200 children from 8 different schools in Liverpool making these boats in 8 different workshops, so each made a baby boat. And they made it in an hour and a half, and when each workshop started and we showed them the initial technique, I don't think they realised how it was going to come together, so that every time they constructed the boat at the end of the workshop there was that kind of aha moment. That was very exciting. And we didn't know the children or the schools before we met them, so it was a kind of a blind encounter for them and for us. And we were working under pressure. We tried not to sort of express the pressure, but you know, they all rose to the challenge. And it was very exciting, as I say, when it was brought together in each and every workshop. They were fantastic, really.
The beautiful CD, which is everybody's got one of or a collection of, is a beautiful object, and people don't always realise that. They think it's an information storage system or a music storage system, but in fact they're beautiful prisms, and they're perfect circular shape, in this case formed into nice triangles. Reflects and dapples the light in a very interesting way, and so just taking the idea of the single beautiful object and multiplying it means that you end up with, by multiplying beauty, and I hope that these objects are very beautiful. They catch the sunlight and make rainbows, and they dapple their reflections on the shimmering water, and they're just nice things, and why not stitch together lots of nice things and make a big nice thing. And that's basically all that this project's about, really. And working with lots of school children, we've managed to make 10 boats that are just little shimmering jewels in this beautiful expanse of water here in Liverpool.
Greetings to the Glitterships!
The project was funded by Liverpool Capital of Culture in 2008, because as everyone knows, Liverpool will be Europe's capital of culture in 2008. And in the lead up to that, it has assigned a different theme to every year, and it just so happens that this year is the year of the sea. So even though Liam and I were talking to Liverpool City Council a year and a half ago about a different project for the docks, a year and a half later, because this fitted with Capital of Culture's agenda around the Year of the Sea, they picked up on it and went with this particular proposal. And I think it really was a good sort of exemplification of what they wanted to celebrate. This project has been the craziest of experiences, really, for me, because it was incredibly intense. We were really up against it. We just didn't have enough time to do everything we had to do, and for all of the week I thought we weren't going to make it. I thought we weren't going to pull it off. For some moments I had flashes of hope that we could pull it off, but I had more despair than hope, and it's kind of a miracle that we did pull it off. And thanks to Helen and thanks to the 8 volunteers on the Friday morning and all those sort of things. For the whole week we were in a kind of a dungeon, the cooperage. It wasn't a dungeon, I'm exaggerating, but it didn't have much light, and we didn't see much natural daylight and so on. And then on the last day, after a whole week of this, we brought the daddy boat down to the dock to launch it, and there was a catastrophe on the way and so on. But we got there in the end, and then there was hundreds of people lining the dock, waving, and the children were singing, and the press was there, and the BBC was there, and it was bright, and there was lots of colour. And having gone from being in this dungeon, it was a complete shock to the senses. And I had been told that the event would be what it was, children singing and the public there and so on, but I didn't really register it till I was standing there on the slipway looking around, and it was totally surreal. And I thought of the poem The Martyr by Robert Browning, I think, and it goes, "It was roses, roses all the way, and myrtle mixed in my path like mad. The housetops seemed to move this way a year ago on this very day." And for me that poem describes the kind of insane euphoria that was happening at the launch, in complete contrast to the week leading up to that.
I think one of the most moving minutes I had whilst doing it was a lady from the Piermaster's house, whilst I was busy putting some frames together, said, "Come and look at this." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy." She said, "No, you must come." And I went with her, and there was a 4-masted sailing ship in full sail on the Mersey, and it made me think of my grandfather and people in my own family in generations gone by who worked in the sea and on the docks and so on. And it's been quite an emotional experience for me, having to come down here every day and work on the docks, not as a tourist but just literally be doing some work. So it's been very rewarding for me. And I just hope that the children, who have all been marvellous in helping us link all these CDs together, I hope they've learned a little bit about maths and science and refraction and reflection and geometry and equilateral and pi r squared and all that. But I hope also they've had the time to sort of contemplate just the beauty of a shimmering rainbow object floating in this lovely old dock here in Liverpool town.
Sparkling ships sail over water, sparkling ships sail over water, sailing on the Mersey. So shiny, see them glitter, so shiny, see them glitter, so shiny, see them glitter, sailing on the Mersey. Stand back, the guns are turning, stand back, the guns are turning, stand back, the guns are turning, sailing on the Mersey. Green, smart, not so shiny, look now, not so shiny, look now, not so shiny, sailing on the Mersey. Clean it up, the captain's coming, clean it up, the captain's coming, clean it up, the captain's coming, sailing on the Mersey. Look smart, ladies present, look smart, ladies present, look smart, ladies present, sailing on the Mersey. Look at the sailors, aren't they handsome? Look at the sailors, aren't they handsome? Look at the sailors, aren't they handsome? Sailing on the Mersey. Sparkling ships sail over water, sparkling ships sail over water, sparkling ships sail over water, sailing on the Mersey.